Hello friends, welcome to Suresh Aggarwal's Mathematics Shortcuts. Yet another very important concept in all quantitative aptitude exams. When the price of a commodity is given and it increases by a certain percentage first and then maybe increases yet another time or decreases the second time, what is the net percentage increase or decrease in its value? Those type of questions are very prevalent and frequently asked in competitive exams, and percentage forms a part of the school curriculum, whether you are in maybe class 7th or 8th, where you study the topic of comparing quantities. No quantities can be compared without percentages, right? So you need to be aware of these smart tricks and watch the complete video. I'm going to take up 4 different cases and I will tell you how you can find the net percentage increase or decrease in the value of a commodity directly without having to assume anything and without having to get into all those typical traditional percentage methods, right? If you have not clicked the subscribe button, please do it now, and don't forget to click the bell shaped icon so that you keep on getting the notifications of all these useful uploads, which will help you in becoming one of those 1% top 1% students, who can crack the competitive exams by solving all the multiple choice questions within the stipulated time. Okay, now let's get going and have the first case. The first case which I am going to take up is a case where there is a particular change, like say first we have an increase of X percent in the value of a commodity, and then the second time the same commodity increases yet another time by say Y%. So there are two successive increase in the value of the commodity. So you can assume like 100 as the original value of the commodity and get the answer, but it will involve a lot of calculation. So how do you find directly and how do you do traditionally? I will tell you both. Okay, so this is the direct method and this is what we do traditionally. So I am going to solve both methods, and you will check how the direct method works so wonderfully well. So what am I going to do traditionally? See, X% increase and Y% increase. So let's take the example where we have say 5% increase first and then a 15% increase the second time. Okay, so these are the questions, this is the values given in the questions. Okay, so traditionally I'm going to assume that the original price is say 100. 100 is the easiest one which we can assume. Okay, now 5% of 100 is 5, and so the value 100 will become 100 plus 5, that is 105 after the first increase. Now the second value is 15%. So I am going to do 15% of 105 now, and that itself is a problem for so many of the students, finding 15% of something. That's really a problem, because finding percentages will involve use of so much of time, and that's what you don't have in the competitive exams, and that's where the direct trick is going to work wonders for us. So for this, this will be like 10.5 and 5.25, so 15.75. So I have done it directly. You may be using calculators or you may be using the traditional multiplication and finding percentages using traditional approaches. So 15.75, so the value will be this value 105 will now become 105 plus 15.75, and that will give you the answer as what, 120.75. And so the difference between this value and the original value will give you the net percentage increase. 20.75 will be your answer for the question. Now this is what you do traditionally, and this is what 95 out of 100 students are going to do in the exam. They will get the correct answer, but just think how much of time will it consume. Now let's see the magic. The magic is doing, say this is x and this is y, right? So directly the net percentage can be found out using the trick x plus y plus xy by 100%. And you will see how beautifully the trick works. 5 plus 15, 5 plus 15 is 20, and then 5 into 15 is 75 by 100, that is 20 plus 0.75, and the straightforward answer is 20.75% increase in the value. See, same value obtained through the direct short trick. This is only the first case when the two variations are both increase in the price. So first variation is x% increase, the second variation is y% increase, and so there is x plus y plus xy upon 100% increase in the price of the commodity, traditional and direct. Now let's vary the case. In the second case, I have the case where there is an increase of x%. So I'll mark up arrow, this is increase, and then there is a decrease of y%. Now let's see what happens through the direct method and through the traditional method. I'll do both. So let's take the value of x as say 10%. So 10% increase first, and second one is 20% decrease. So if I assume the original price as 100, so 10% of 100 will be 10, and so the price will become 100 minus 10, which is 100 plus 10 rather. This is 110. So I'll just rub this off. There we go. So this is 110. So after the first increase of 10%, 100 becomes 110. Now 20% decrease. So you will find 20% of 110. That is 110. Even if you are really quick, 20% is 1/5. So you will divide this by 5 and you will get 22, right? Yeah, 22. So what is the new price? 110. Now this was decrease, so minus 22, and this gives us 88. So net percentage increase or decrease, 100 becomes 88. So 100 minus 88 is what? 12%. And since it became 88, it is decrease. 12% decrease, right? Now this is what we will do traditionally. Let's get on with the short trick. I can do x minus y minus xy upon 100 in this case. And look at the magic. X is 10%. So 10 minus 20 minus 10 into 20 upon 100. So this will give me a negative value, right? 10 minus 20 is minus 10, and minus 2 minus 12%. What does minus indicate? Minus indicates decrease. And so 12% decrease is your answer. See the direct method, and the same thing you obtained here, 12% decrease, right? So this is the second short trick for finding the net percentage increase or decrease in price of a commodity. Let's take the third case now. So in the third case, I am going to go with a decrease of x% first. So this is down arrow, and then maybe another decrease, say decrease of y% in the second time. The second time also it is decreasing. So I am going to use the direct method again, and let's do it traditionally first by taking some values. The values are say 8% decrease and then 10% decrease. Okay, so let's find the answer using these two variations first. Initially it was 100, so 8% of 100 is 8 itself. So 100 becomes 100 minus 8, that is 92. So this is first variation, and then we have to do 10%, right? So 10% of 92 is 9.2, and so 92 becomes, now this is also decrease, so 92 minus 9.2 will give me my price after second variation, that is what? 82.8. 82.8. So how much is the decrease? The overall decrease is 100 minus 82.8, and that comes out to be 17.2% decrease, right? So this is the answer for the question. This is traditional approach. Now let's see the direct short trick for this. If I want to use the direct short trick, I'll be doing the sum of x and y and then subtracting the same term xy upon 100 from it. I will get the answer directly. Let's put the values 8 and 10. So 8 and 10, 18 minus 8 into 10, 80 upon 100. So how much is that? 18 minus 0.8, that is exactly 17.2% and decrease. Right? See how quickly we are getting the answer and how much time you can save using these amazing short tricks. Okay, let's get on with the final part, that is the last case. In the last case, we have a increase first of x% and then decrease of the same percentage, decrease of x%. Okay, so now there are no two values, you have a single value. So I'll be solving this using the direct approach and then using the traditional approach. So let's consider 6% as the value. So first the value of the item increases by 6% and subsequently it decreases by 6%. Okay, now guess what, there is the answer which most of the students will think, oh, 6% increase and then 6% decrease, so no change. That is the worst answer we can get actually. Okay, so let's see how. 100 is the initial price, so 6% of 100, that much is the increase, so that is 6 increase, so 100 becomes 106. Now this is after first increase of 6%. Now 6% decrease, but 6% of what? It is 106. Now this is important, 6% of the second quantity, and 6% of second quantity, that is 6.36, right? And that is decrease, so 106 minus 6.36 will get me the final answer, that is 99.64, right? 99.64. So the variation, how much is the difference between 100 and 99.64? It is 0.36%. Now you can check, 0.36 will be your answer. Takes quite a while, right? Maybe 1.5 minutes for, even if you are very good in calculations, you will take at least 1.5 minutes to solve this. Now watch. If I have to do it directly, I will do x square upon 100%. That's it. So what is x? X is 6 here, right? So 6 square 36 upon 100, that is 0.36%. Again, decrease in the value. Why decrease? Because 100 became 99.4, so it decreased, and therefore net percentage decrease is 0.36%.